Hello SitePal fans, it's Jamie over at SitePal. Welcome to the second part of our Getting Started tutorial. In the first part of our tutorial, we introduced the concept of the SitePal Scene, and you saw how a character can be selected and its appearance customized. We also demonstrated how to select an image or video background for our scene. In this second part, we will review adding audio for the character to speak, configuring scene options, and publishing the SitePal Scene. Let's get started. It's time to give our character a voice. I'll start by opening the scene we saved in the first video, so we can pick up where we left off. To do so, I'll click on the scene thumbnail to open the editor. Let me select Audio from the menu bar, and let's examine the available options. Here we can see the library, text-to-speech, record by microphone, and voice talent. Let's review these options one by one. The library contains a list of our previously added audios to select from. At the moment, the library is empty, as I haven't added any audios yet. In the library, we have the option to upload a new audio. You may select and upload an MP3, WAV, or WMA audio that is up to 90 seconds long. The library also contains several categories of generic audio greetings, available for your use. I will let you explore those on your own. Let's go ahead and upload a previously recorded audio. Click on the Upload button here and select the audio by clicking on the Select button here. Okay, I selected a previously recorded audio file. Before we proceed to save the audio, I'd like to point out the option Enhance Audio Quality here. This option can be used to normalize the audio volume of your uploaded audios. A common problem is that audios are not always recorded uniformly. Even when recording the same speaker, it is difficult to maintain consistency. When this option is selected, we modify your audio by increasing the wave amplitude to fill more of the available spectrum. If the volume of the recording was not optimal, it will be improved. If it was already optimal, it may not change at all. We recommend using this option. Okay, let's proceed to name our new audio and click on Save. As you can see, this adds the audio to the library. It is automatically selected and is immediately spoken.
Welcome to our website. I'm here to help you find everything you need. So if you have a question, click on me to chat with someone live.
Yes, it's that easy. Another way to add audio is by using text-to-speech, commonly referred to as TTS. Please note that TTS is only available to silver plans and up. Let me type in a message for our SitePal character to speak. And press the Preview button to speak it.
Hello everyone, welcome to our website.
Let's try out different voices for our character. Select from the drop-down menu here. As you can see, as soon as I select a voice, the message is spoken again using the voice I selected.
Hello everyone, welcome to our website.
There are many voices to choose from, with a variety of accents. SitePal provides TTS voices in over 40 languages. Please note that the message typed into the message box must match the language you selected. So, for example, if you select Japanese, the text must be entered in Japanese.
皆さん、こんにちは。私たちのウェブサイトへようこそ。
Okay, let's get back to English and select the default English voice. Julie, one of my favorites.
Hello everyone, welcome to our website.
Before we proceed to save the audio to the library, I would like to point out that there are 3 different categories of voices to choose from. In addition to the adult voices, there are kids' voices and offbeat voices. The latter are a bit unusual. I'll leave these for you to explore later. Please note that until the audio is saved, it cannot be used in your scene. All we've been doing so far is just trying stuff out. Once we are ready to proceed, it's time to save our TTS audio. Let's enter a name for our audio here and save it by clicking the Save Audio button. Once saved, the audio appears in the library and is automatically selected. There are preview buttons for each audio in the library, which allow you to sample the different audios without actually selecting them. This can be a source of confusion. It is therefore useful to note that playing the audio does not mean that it is selected. The currently selected audio is distinguished by a slight orange frame. Also, the Play button over the character itself, here, always plays the audio which is currently assigned to the scene. The remaining options for adding an audio are Record by Microphone and Voice Talent. The Record by Microphone option allows you to use your computer's microphone to record your audio. Finally, Voice Talent allows you to select professional voice talent to record your audio. There is an additional cost for this service. Let's go back to the audio library, where I would like to introduce you to several additional options. First, there are audio effects. Click on the Audio Effects button here to apply any of a dozen or so audio effects to your audio. I'll leave those for you to explore. Another option in the audio library is multi-selection. Let me quickly add a few more audios to the library so that I can demonstrate this feature. By holding down the Control key, I can select several audios, like this. There are two ways to use multi-selection. When you select Random, which is the default setting, here, one of the audios will play at random when your scene is played. This means that repeat visitors to your webpage will hear different versions of your message on each visit. This variability can be used to enhance the effectiveness of your message. The other setting, In Order, allows you to designate several audios to play in sequence in the order you specify. I can determine the order by reordering them in the panel, here. This is useful if you want to set up a longer speech sequence. Okay, let me select the TTS audio I created earlier as the audio for the scene. And with that, I've now completed my scene creation. Let's summarize. I've selected and designed the character I want for my scene. I've selected a background for my scene. And now, I've added an audio to my scene. Let me go ahead and save the scene. Before I turn my attention to publishing the scene, let me point out that we provide a separate page for managing your audios, the Audio Management page, here. In the Audio Management page, you can manage your audios a bit more conveniently than in the editor. This can be especially helpful if you have a large number of audios to manage. For one thing, you can search and sort your audios here, which can be very useful. A few other additional features are also available. Let me briefly mention two of them. One, you can upload a batch of multiple audios at the same time, which can be a time saver. Two, you can add a transcript to each audio. The transcript can be used to display subtitles when the audio is played. Note that the subtitles can be provided in any language. The transcript is also used to improve lip synchronization for uploaded or recorded audios. When we process your added audio, if you provide a transcript, we will use it to optimize lip movement analysis. This is effective especially for 3D characters, where nuanced mouth movement is more noticeable, but it only works for English for the time being. Okay, let's proceed. Going back to the My Scenes page, you will find the Scene Options button. Here, click it to open the Scene Options dialog. In the Playback Settings section, we can configure the scene to Play on Load, Play, Pause on Click, Display Subtitles, and other options. Please note that the Play on Load option may not work due to browser limitations. There's no harm in trying, but you need to know that it may be blocked by the browser. Use the Link settings to open a link in coordination with character speech. So, for example, you could time a link to open when the character says something. And finally, you may configure Follow Cursor behavior. After configuring the scene options, it's time to publish. Let me click the Publish button here to publish our scene. As you can see, several options are available. Embed in web page, Get Link, Email, Video, and Facebook. To embed the scene in our web page, let me click the Embed button here. We are presented with several options. The scene dimensions, as you might expect, determine the dimensions of the scene. The default aspect ratio is 4:3, but you can choose any aspect ratio by breaking the linkage. Here, the character adapts its position and placement to the dimensions you choose, but the background may end up being partially out of view. Note that if I choose Responsive here, then the dimensions are ignored, and the scene is automatically resized to fit available space. If your web page is designed to be responsive, you should probably select this option. Let's proceed to select a background color. I would like to point out that if a background is assigned to the scene, then the color or transparency you select will only be visible during the brief period when the scene is loading. Finally, at the bottom, we see options for displaying the controls. These options determine when playback controls are visible. The default setting is when needed. which means that the controls become available when the cursor rolls over the scene and fade away when unused. After selecting all options to our liking, the final step is to copy our embed code. Let me click on Copy Code here and go ahead and paste it in my HTML page. If you manage your HTML pages directly as I do, this should be no problem at all. Just be sure to paste your code in the body section of your web page, where you want it to appear. If you use an online service to build your website, like Wix or Google Sites, for example, then you will need to figure out how to add the SitePal embed code to your web page, according to your service provider's instructions. We put together a document that covers the main website building platforms. You can find it on our support page. Look for Embed Instructions for Popular Platforms. If you added the SitePal embed code to your page on one of these platforms and it does not display in your page, it is possible that your provider blocks third-party code from being added to their page. For such cases, we provide a version of the embed code that uses no JavaScript. Click on No JavaScript here to grab a simplified version of the embed code. The main downside is that you will not be able to use the API. Otherwise, it will work pretty much the same. Let me briefly go over the other publishing options. GetLink provides a direct link to display your scene, which you can use in emails, blogs, social media, anywhere really. You have the option of adding a text message and logo to the published scene to enhance your message. The Email Publish option is easy to misunderstand, so let me explain. The Email Publish option does not email your scene. Rather, it is designed to help incorporate the scene into an email HTML template, such as you might use for mass mailing to your customers. Publish to Video is available to the Gold Annual Plan or higher. This option allows you to generate and download your scene as a video file in one of several available formats. This is useful if you want to incorporate your speaking character into other media. For example, PowerPoint presentations, corporate tutorials, YouTube videos, and games. The final option, Publish to Facebook, will be available soon. Before we conclude, I would like to add that full-body characters uniquely support another type of embedding. Let me proceed to publish one of my full-body characters. As you can see, there are two options for full-body scenes: in-page embedding and overlay embedding. In-page embedding embeds your scene into your page. This is the same as we've seen with our other character types. Overlay embedding places the scene over your web page and maintains its position as the page scrolls. See, for example, the implementation on the SitePal homepage. One issue we have not touched upon in this introduction is the SitePal API, which I'd like to briefly mention. SitePal supports a rich set of API functions, available to the Silver plan and up. The API reference document, technical notes, and many examples are available on our support page. This concludes our Getting Started with SitePal tutorial. If you have any questions, please see additional material on our support pages or write to us at support@sitepal.com and we'll get back to you. Thank you for your time, and thanks for choosing SitePal.